Hello, it's Helen Reid here. So this morning I had this really quite cool piece of inspiration when I was in the shower, and what I was guided to do was start recording kind of on the move podcast episodes. So that's what I'm doing. This might mean that there'll be background noise, people, cars, dogs, wind, any combination of any of the above. It's a festival weekend in the village where I live in Spain, in southern Spain this weekend, so there is a lot of activity and excitement. There's like a whole fairground ride that's been put up along the beachfront, a whole fairground kind of strip. And this particular festival was cancelled for the past 2 years because of all the things. And the year before we moved here just after it had finished. So my kids are super excited to see what this is all about. Anyway, the other inspiration I got of what to talk about today was all around mindset and all around this idea that I talked yesterday in my stories about the God paradigm, about really shifting into this way of being where opening to receiving like a deep penetration of God, of source energy, of life force in my cells, in my body is what I'm currently like feeling so devoted to in my day. And this morning I made a little recording of the prayer that I use in the morning, what I say, what I open to, the way that it's called the open, it's basically called Open Me. And I use God, but labels are just labels. This energy, this force, this creator energy, this divinity, like goes way beyond labels. So it doesn't really matter what you call it, whether you call it source, whether you call it the universe, whether you call it whatever whatever resonates with you, whether you call it love. But anyway, what came to me in the shower this morning, so I'll just tell you how I started my day. I woke up feeling like, I went to bed a bit late last night. I feel a bit rubbish this morning. And then I said this like Open Me prayer and made the recording, and I was like, okay, right, so now I got in the shower and all this like guttural sounding just came out of me, and then I started peeing in the shower and it was like full on, this is full on submission to what's there for me in that moment. It's like full on surrender, full on release, full on just being and just allowing myself to be opened. And this sounding just like kept going, and it was really like I said, like guttural. And trusting that this is exactly what I'm supposed to be experiencing, what's there for me, what's mine to experience in that moment. And then so it's that kind of morning, waking up feeling a bit rubbish, not making my bed, not having time to wash my hair, making guttural sounds in the shower while peeing, and then this whole inspiration came to me about God mindset, like the difference between traditional kind of personal mindset stuff and God mindset. What does that mean? And Because I was thinking, I don't use traditional mindset techniques and strategies for me or for my clients. And even when I did, something always felt off with it. Something just didn't feel right. And so God mindset is kind of what I did this morning. Like, I felt rubbish, and sometimes I don't get to the point where I'm going to say that kind of open me prayer until much later in the day, and I wallow in what I'm in, and I allow myself to be in it, and I trust that that's where I'm being guided. Today I said the prayer, and for me that's what God mindset is. It's opening. It's like using my mind to focus on allowing God to open me to what's mine to feel, what's mine to experience, the level of security and attachment to God that's mine to sink into today, what's mine to express, what's mine to share, what's mine to teach, and allowing God to open me and every single cell in my being to all that is today, knowing that it's going to evolve as I do. It's going to change, and that's okay. In fact, it's more than okay. It's exactly what I want. So God mindset is, to me, it's just that. It's allowing myself, choosing to use my mind and hand control over to God. Choosing to use my mind to allow God to open me. Choosing to use my mind to allow God all the way in. To allow God to help me loosen my grip of control, my deeply ingrained conditioning, which wants to control so badly, wants to know what the next steps are, wants to know what the next 10 steps are, 20, wants to know how all of this is going to work out, wants to know more than I need to know if I was fully trusting and fully surrendered to and fully submitted to God's will, divine will. And that's what this process is all about. Practicing every single day, loosening that grip, allowing a deeper level of openness, a deeper level of submission, and knowing that there's no rush, and that when all I'm doing is handing control over, handing the baton over to God every single day, that I can't go wrong. And there is so much certainty and so much stability and so much like rock solid foundation when you operate from that place. So sometimes God will, and I think this is the other thing I just want to say quickly, is that we sometimes think that if we hand control over to God, God will only take us into the, the rainbows and the unicorns and the shiny deliciousness of life. But what I've realized is that God will take us into the depths of exactly what we need to experience in any given moment. And sometimes, often at the beginning of this journey, that is the deepest, darkest, and some of the most scariest, terrifying corners of your body, of your life experience, of what you're holding, what you're hiding deep inside your cells, deep inside your tissues. It's maybe been there for generations upon generations upon generations. And perhaps you are the generation that this changes with. So yesterday I released more information about body full submission, the 6-month experience that is going to be starting at the end of March, early April. So I invite you to go and check out my Instagram highlight on that if you resonate with this and you're looking to go deeper. Okay, I have arrived at my cafe for my morning date with a beautiful woman, and I will connect with you soon.